If you've ever opened a virus on your PC, then you know what's coming next. It's the fellas.
Yeah, we might have had that one go a little bit too long there, but whatever, it gets the job done. Hey everybody, we're back. It's the fellas. It's me, Antoine. It's Ray.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, that review we did for the Avengers, it was magic. It was absolute magic. We got a whole 1.5 fans chatting in.
Oh my God.
Saying how great it was.
It was too great.
And I think that's because Andre came in, he was into the comics, he knows about the comics. Dre put so much enthusiasm into doing a movie based on a comic book, and also the check he sent us, guess what? It cleared. I'm gonna make him our new official comic book expert. Whenever we review a comic book movie, we gotta pull him in. So we got the Nicolas Cage expert, we got the comic book expert, we gotta pull him in there. Today we saw Deadpool, so you know who's on the line. Dre, say what's up.
Hey guys.
On the West Coast, hanging with Snoop Dogg.
And we on the East Coast, so we got the cold country covered, except for the center.
That's just how we roll. So yeah, so we saw Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we saw Deadpool 2. Boy, where do I start with this shit?
Yeah, you start. I'll finish.
So I'm the one that has to walk in front of the firing squad first to instill courage in the rest of the men.
Can I say something before we get started real quick on this?
Yeah,
because I remember when I saw the first Deadpool, there was a lot of kids in the theater.
Oh yeah, they learned the hard way. They were in for the wrong fucking show.
And when the strap-on came and he was getting banged by his girlfriend, I'm sure a lot of parents weren't really happy about that.
Or when he was fucking the teddy bear.
Oh, that too. And when her titties were flopping too.
That was a good scene.
That was a great scene.
But that's part of what made
go back and watch that.
That's part of what made the first one so good.
Yeah.
And looking back on it now, after having seen the second one, the first one was so good because it was unexpected.
Yeah.
I think that's what did it. Him saying fuck and cunt and shit, get a dildo up the ass. You didn't expect to see that from a Marvel movie, and you saw it, and you're like, yeah, okay. It's what you would expect from Deadpool. Actually, I think even in the Marvel books, they're so slapped around by the SJW PC feminism bullshit. They probably wouldn't even show that much.
Just watching Morena back when be naked on screen and you could just see it, they didn't shy away from the nudity at all.
Oh, wow. I'm going back to watch that tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It was intense. But then when we cut to this movie, there were still kids in the theater. Like, the parents just didn't learn from the first time around.
I don't think the parents saw the first one. I think the parents probably give their kids access to Netflix. And it's like, Daddy, I want to watch the Marvel movie Deadpool. So, yeah, all right, go ahead, son. I'm gonna go in the room over here and finger bang your babysitter. Just don't open the door. And he doesn't know what the fuck his kid's doing.
Oh, yeah.
His kid's probably watching that Deadpool like, holy shit.
I'm gonna do
his innocence being fucking destroyed. So when he says he wants to see the second one in the theater, yeah, Dad's like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, fine. I got you for this weekend, because me and your mom are divorced and we fucking hate each other. Yeah, I'll take you to see the Deadpool. I don't think they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, you know what? It's just kind of like going into a con, and Andre could chime in on this because he was right next to me when this happened. We had our comic book. We had a father and his son.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Open the
book. was this DLM?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Oh god.
TA Comics Presents Volume 1.
Dingling Man.
And the father opened the book. It's Dingling Man.
Oh, the look on his face was priceless.
But he learned a lesson. Not all comic books are friendly. It's like if you see every dog and you've only known good dogs so you want to go pet them, at some point, that's not going to be good. You need that one bad dog to shatter that experience so you know not to do that. And I like to think we just provided a secure and controlled environment for that man. Now he knows.
He told us.
Not all comic... Yeah, he definitely told you guys. I wasn't fucking there.
What did he say? Was he like, this is disgusting?
No, yeah, he's like, what the fuck is this shit? Ran up on his, threw our book on the table and walked off.
Yeah, did he like throw some holy water on it before he stormed off?
No.
Hope the holy water would burn it.
I mean, there was a lot of weird comic books in that convention.
Kid's probably never been allowed to touch a comic book since.
Yeah, congratulations to the both of you. You just took away one comic book fan from the world. You fucked them all up. Never touched a comic book because of you guys.
At least our comic book was coherent and funny, unlike some of the other people on that.
Yeah, unlike Faith.
Oh, yeah.
Now questions. Like, who do you you think, who is the primary audience for this movie?
The primary audience for this movie are stoners. You don't.
Because
it doesn't
it
matter
damn
if you're.
sure wasn't me.
No. It doesn't matter if you're a comic book fan. See, here's the problem. Number one, every single one of the characters, and I'm not even going to bother going over the characters. They all phoned it in. Every fucking one of them phoned it in.
Definitely, and it was noticeable.
Absolutely noticeable. They all phoned it in. That was problem number one. Problem number two, all the jokes were just as bland as you can be. And looking back, the jokes in part one weren't that much better. It's just that part one had so many things that were shocking that you kind of overlooked the fact that the jokes really weren't all there. But now that you're getting more of the same, you're prepared for it now, and you're kind of like, yeah, this shit's fucking whack. In my opinion, nothing in the show was really funny until the Juggernaut showed up. Oh, fuck. Spoilers, I guess. I don't care. I don't care. I don't fucking care if I spoil the living shit out of this. I'm not a huge Deadpool fan in the comic book. Dre, are you a fan of Deadpool in the book?
Not so much. And when the first Deadpool movie came out, I had a lot of friends that were excited to see it, and I was like, where the fuck are all these Deadpool fans? Where'd they come from?
They're posers, man. They're posers.
Yeah, I was never a real Deadpool fan. I went because I was like, I wonder what the fuck they're going to do with this. These G-rated Marvel movies. What the fuck are they going to do with this?
I saw the trailer for the first. I'll be brutally honest. I watched the first Deadpool on DVD and fast forward because it's not my cup of tea. This bro comedy, like, I look at the trailer and I could just smell there's a dick in there somewhere. I'm good. I don't need to watch.
I don't remember seeing a dick in the first one.
There was no dick in the first one.
Yeah,
they waited till the second.
There was for a split second when he was in an explosion and his clothes got disintegrated. But if you stop it for like 1 second, you could see there's cock in it. I knew it. I smelt it. And what was the first thing I asked you about this movie, Ray?
If there's a dick in it.
Exactly. I mean, like that type of humor. I'm not a fan of that shit. It's like too juvenile. I mean, I don't know. Maybe my IQ is too high to get it.
Now, you said this is the bro what now? It's sort of bro comedy.
Bro.
It's not dude bro. It's stoner.
Same
it's
difference
not funny unless you're high. You already got the fucking giggles. The jokes weren't really intelligent. If your jokes aren't intelligent, I'm fine with that. But you gotta have sight gags. And they didn't have sight gags. Instead of sight gags, what they would have would be like combat gore. And I'd kind of sit there like, was this part of the joke? What am I supposed to fucking get from this?
Yeah, if you weren't collecting comics at that time when Deadpool came out, they referenced Shatterstar and all these other characters. That was funny to me because I was picking up all the slight subtleties of the joke.
Well, that was funny, but there's two problems with that. Number one, if you're not into the whole comic book scene, and I'm talking about from a ways back, you won't really see any joke with that because they didn't point out that it is a joke. Who are you? I'm Shatterstar. What's your special ability? I'm slightly better than anything you're good at. Okay, let's take you. Your layman would be like, the fuck? What is that supposed to mean? No, your layman would watch it and say, okay, so you're saying he doesn't have powers? No, he does have powers. Okay, and what are his powers? Powers that he's slightly better than everyone else. And none of that shit makes sense. No one knows the fuck you're talking about. You have to have been around during the time of lazy fucking writers.
Yep.
This guy is gonna do shit. Is his head gonna blow up? Is he gonna like breathe fire out of his mouth? No, he's just gonna be doing shit. I'm flipping around with guns.
Half of their
okay,
power.
yeah, he's a mutant. Oh, okay, so we can have him in the X books. Yeah, that's fine. They're lazy. They're very, very lazy writers. But he didn't impress only ever so slightly with the domino thing. It's like, oh, what's your ability? Oh, I just get really, really lucky. Oh, that's really lazy idea. It's like somebody who can't draw feet. I would have had him doing that, blatantly breaking the fourth wall for every single one of those characters.
Yeah, biggest thing with this movie, they should have just went more balls to the wall. Like they should have just went straight Sharknado. Just make it not make sense. Or
you're right.
A lot of over the head, I don't know, man. This movie felt like something was really, really lacking.
I would have put the exact same criticisms in this movie that I constantly have with the book. I would have just had everybody being like, you're pointless, right? There's just no reason for you to be here. What's your goal? What's your motivation? You can't fucking die, which was my biggest gripe with Deadpool. It's like nothing stops you. I cannot stand that sort of thing. In the movie, wasn't there a point he completely blew himself up?
Yeah, he did.
There was a point where he was ripped in half. He never fucking stops.
That scene was kind of funny, though.
No, the Juggernaut was in it. Everything with the Juggernaut was funny.
That Juggernaut is not my Juggernaut.
No. but he was still funny. I mean, it's like, so wait, your brother has like all this money and he's like a super secret powerful psychic? Yeah, but you know, his legs don't work, so it all kind of evens itself out. Like, I found it to be pretty funny. I find he's like, yeah, I'm not really mad at him because, you know, his fucking legs don't work, so fuck him.
They didn't even like insinuate that Juggernaut is Xavier's brother. They kind of, that joke kind of hinted at it, but I don't know, just as an X-Men fan, it's hard for me to get excited about these movies, man. I sum up being an X-Men fan similar to being a battered wife.
I would say exactly like being a battered wife.
When it's good, it's good. And then one day you come back home and he punches you in the face.
And then all you're doing is living off of the good memories. You're picking and choosing. And everyone around you says, this ain't right. This ain't good for you. You need to stop reading this, man. It's taking your money and it's hurting you. No. It's good. It's good. All because you remember you read this one good story arc. And so you just lie to yourself. This book loves
all
me.
The Executioner songs in the Ages of Apocalypse.
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, when it was good, it was good.
Song,
yeah,
Executioner.
And then you turn around and get a Chuck Austin run.
Or fucking, what was that guy that used to do Justice League? I hate him. He's the one that made...
Morrison?
He's the one that made Weapon XIII.
Grant Morrison.
That was the worst thing to ever fucking happen to the X-Men ever. And the worst part was, I liked him on Justice League. I liked him on Justice League.
Didn't they turn Beast into like
Tony the Tiger?
Run Tigger from freaking Cats?
Yeah.
Yes, he did that. Secondary mutations.
Yeah, he brought Magneto back to life just because he was pissed off that somebody else got to kill him.
What?
He gave Emma Frost a whole new mutation. Emma Frost has been a mutant for like 30 fucking years, but apparently she had another mutation no one knew about.
A lot of characters.
Because he wanted to do a story with Colossus, but Colossus was dead. But that's all right. I'll just give somebody else Colossus's power.
That's some bullshit.
You know, apparently he wasn't around during the early 90s because he said, you know what would be awesome? A love triangle between Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey.
And didn't that happen already?
No, you just think it did.
Technically, that never happened in the comic book.
Yeah. Because Grant Morrison wanted to do it.
Yeah, he killed her, right? Yeah, he killed Jean Grey, right?
Yeah, but she was dead, but he brought her back because he wanted that love triangle. We'll shit on him some more later.
Look, I think this film really suffers on. It wanted to be two things, and it did them both pretty poorly. The villain was just bad. The actor, that fat little kid.
That fat little kid was supposed to be a joke.
I know it was a joke,
but that fat little kid
just
couldn't be taken seriously.
It was just altogether just bad.
No, but
and that kid was supposed to be Rusty, dude. It's like, I mean, come on, man. I know Rusty's not a super popular
Sunspot,
character,
right?
man, but no, he's not Sunspot. He's another little. Remember Rusty and Skids? They were always together.
That name sounds familiar.
Anyways, they're like minor characters, but as an X-Men fan, you know, I don't know, man. It's just nothing excited me. Nothing excited me about this movie. I mean, they used the Essex, you know, that hints to Mr. Sinister. And who do we get? Like some creepy pale guy and a short bald guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
like it was disappointing.
I was just happy that they actually used Colossus. I mean, he gets no love.
I don't give a fuck who they use. This movie was shit. This movie was garbage.
Complete trash, man.
This movie was garbage.
I had to force myself from walking out twice. And finally, I was passing out. I just couldn't take it anymore. I just said, let me get the fuck out of here, dude. And I just walked the fuck out movie theater.
Damn, man.
I just spent the whole time sitting there waiting for it to get good. And I will say, it definitely got better when Juggernaut was in it. But that's like the last like 15 minutes of the movie. It's like I went through all this shit for like 15 minutes of it being decent, not great.
And then what did they do? Stick a fucking wire up his butt and killed him. And I'm like, really? This is what we're watching now?
Yeah.
But that was the lamest.
But then again, if you've read any of the Deadpool comics, you're basically being just as rewarded as you would have been.
I mean, I've read some pretty cool Deadpool comics.
I haven't.
Granted, Deadpool comics are like
very hit or miss.
They tend to vary, you know, from writer to writer. Mm-hmm. Some take it a little more serious. Some like really go into the breaking the fourth wall and all that other outlandish stuff that Deadpool's known for. But yeah, none of it worked.
I just felt bad for Terry Crews. He was in the movie for like 3 minutes. and his character didn't do shit.
Yeah, he was better off. To sum it all up, I think the problem with this movie, they gave Ryan Reynolds too much control. This whole movie, it felt like Ryan Reynolds' piss poor attempt at stand-up. That's what this felt like.
Definitely.
It was not cohesive. It was not fucking going anywhere. It was a fucking mess.
And part of the reason the first movie worked is because they were forced to work with that shoestring budget, which led them to keep it short and sweet.
Yep.
And cut out all the outlandish bullshit that they wanted to do in the first film. And also, since they did so well last time, let's do all the crazy shit we couldn't do in the first one. And it totally changes the film.
That director was keeping his ass in line.
Yeah.
The director was letting them know, like, you're not in charge of this shit. I am. But they were going to have this same director come back, and because Ryan Reynolds had so much power at that point, Ryan Reynolds got rid of the fucking director and pulled in someone else. It's not the same director.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
It just became a fucking mess. They're like, the director and Ryan Reynolds, they were really, really butting heads. I think because Ryan Reynolds just wanted to make this entire fucking movie a vanity piece. All about him, all about him, all about him. And that's really the way it seems to have come off. And the director's like, your character is just not that fucking interesting. You completely define who your character was and introduce your character in part one. The way a sequel works is you bring in someone new, generate interest about that character, and then have the two interests of the people, the hero and the new guy, have those interests compete. And this movie was, that's just basically the main problem. This movie was, once again, Deadpool, 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 Deadpool. Look at me, I'm farting, I'm making one-liners, making jokes. And it's like, that was in part one. Let me see more about this Cable guy. Let me see more about this villain who's, I don't know why it is everyone's so freaking afraid of him. I can run for like 10 seconds and I'm safe because he'll never be able to catch me. He'll be out of breath by that point. That fat kid was not threatening at all.
Even in his lines and dialogue was pretty for shit.
Yeah, like I said, phoned in. Everybody phoned it in. You know what? Was there anything else you wanted to bring up? Because this is going to be super short, but let's just go ahead and rake your shit.
Well, I mean, that one conversation.
You know what? I have a question.
Yeah.
As everyone just being casual Deadpool fans as far as the comic book's concerned.
Very casual.
What really bugged me, like, why the fuck does Deadpool have a girlfriend? I mean, and talking about babies and all this bullshit. It's like,
yes, actually,
have you ever seen that in the comic book?
No, that really took me out of it.
Like, what?
That really took me out of it.
Stupid, tropey movie fucking things out of this shit, man. Just tell a great story. Marvel X-Men universe has so much to draw from, but yet, let's give him a girlfriend and they want to make babies. Yeah, that's what people want to see. I think
the reason they did that is because they want to make him likable, because honestly, if you read the comic books, you don't really like Deadpool. You just hate him less than all the other people he's killing. Deadpool is not a likable character. Deadpool is not supposed to be a likable character. And his whole breaking the third wall, there's always three voices. Him and then two other voices in his head.
Yes.
And the reason that's the case is they mentioned it. They're like, the cancer has eaten into his brain. It hasn't killed him and it never will because of his healing factor, but it had already gotten to the point where it's eaten into his brain and he's just batshit crazy.
Yep,
it's not,
he's
quirky. He's crazy in a quirky, funny sort of way. No, it's not a quirky, funny sort of way. He does shit that makes no sense and he himself could not tell you why he's doing it. The man's brain has been eaten away and riddled by fucking cancer.
I mean, I would have loved to seen them play up the team part a bit more, but they dispatch those guys instantly, so you never even really get a good team up. Then you get the other typical comic trope: let the two good guys fight, and then they become friends and go team up to fight. It was just too cliche. The jokes were flat.
I don't have a problem with
nothing kept my interest. Cable is like one of my all-time favorite characters, and it's like somebody at Fox just hates the Summers family or something, dude.
I don't have a problem.
They're like the royal family of the X-Men universe, dude, and they just get no love in these movies, man.
Fucking X-Men Part 3, Cyclops gets killed off in the first 20 minutes and shit.
Well, that's because
he was in Superman.
Yeah, because James Marsden wanted to go make fucking that Superman flop.
Then you fucking cast somebody else as Cyclops. Fuck it. Just like, hey, this ain't Jay Marston. This ain't who? Jay Marston. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. This is Cyclops. He's always been this guy.
Anyways, man, I mean, like, since X3, from the moment they killed Cyclops, I stopped giving a fuck about these movies.
As well, you should.
First Class was good, man.
First Class was good, but again, it was just some old fucking... You ever seen, like, a stupid kid come to your house and play with your toys, and he never watched the cartoon, so he's, like mixing up the G.I. Joes with the Cobras and shit? It's like, yeah, you don't calling Snake Eyes Ninja Man and shit.
You don't play with it like that.
I'm going to play with the Ninja Man, and then his best friend, White Ninja. It's like, nah, dude, that's Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They don't they're not friends, you fucking retard.
They're gonna live together inside the big snake castle, and they're gonna
that's like
cook
First
and
Class
shit.
It was just like some retard came in my toy box and started making up stories. It was good stories. I don't want that shit. I want real X-Men shit.
Tell you what, let's review the. Sometimes they come short. If it's a shitty movie, other times it's gonna be short.
Oh, you can't tell from my lack of enthusiasm.
Yeah, I can't come up with anything more to say. I'm like, it's bad. I just explained why it's bad.
Well, the one thing I really liked in this movie is that you actually got to see the power of Domino.
I never once in my life gave a flying fuck about Domino.
I mean, the chick was pretty hot.
Dre, am I wrong?
I mean, I'm tending to agree with both of you right now. I never really cared about Domino, but the way they played Domino's powers were really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was actually
and she actually fit with Deadpool really well because they both had like devil may care attitudes. Mm-hmm. And Deadpool because he can't die, and Domino because
everything goes her way.
Everything's gonna go in her favor. So she was kind of like, let me just jump off this bridge.
I mean, it was pretty awesome.
That was pretty cool. But other than that, they could have done so much. I don't know.
With Domino, they could have done a lot more.
Yeah,
I wanted the albino chick with the black circle in her eye, like in the comic book. But
yep, that's what I wanted. I'm not a fan of this race swapping with my characters.
I like the Fro though. The Fro was
Human
nice
Torch. Human Torch shouldn't be black, and Domino should be white.
Yeah, God
is what it is.
You sure she didn't have reverse Rigolito?
No. Ray, God put us on separate continents for a reason.
Oh,
yep.
Are you saying you know more than God?
No.
There you go.
I like that. Kind of fucked up, but I like it.
If you think it's kind of fucked up, you tell God. Don't tell me. I'm just a messenger.
Yeah, right. You didn't make this shit. You didn't make this planet.
Absolutely. Can we review it now?
All right.
Okay. I want to go first. I'm gonna give this. Jesus. I'm really on the fence between rental and no. You know what? Gonna give it straight up garbage. And
God damn, man.
Yeah. I am. I mean, my whole thing is this. Can you envision yourself spending money on this? I don't care if it's in the theater, it's at home. You spent money on this. Even if it's just, 99 cents to see it on Netflix. Did this feel worth spending money for? This level of satisfaction, if any, if you got any satisfaction from the movie, did it seem worth what you would have spent for it? And I can't imagine that it does. I would watch it more as a curiosity, so I can say I saw that. And that's it. That's all it is. I'm sorry. I have to give it a straight up garbage. I'm sorry. That's the best I can do, man.
Shit, man.
I don't know what to tell you. Man. That's the fucking best I can do. What are you going to give it?
I mean, I love Colossus. I enjoyed somewhat most of this movie.
Seemed like you're making excuses for a battered housewife.
No, I enjoyed some of it.
It was my fault. I didn't have dinner ready, so I was.
He likes gravy. It was my fault. I didn't have the gravy ready. And it wasn't hot.
I was talking back to him when he asked me what time is it.
I was very disappointed at the very beginning of the movie. All the violence.
And the end.
Well, yeah, when the violence, I knew something was wrong when the violence was toned down. Like right off the bat. And they tried to give you the illusion of the movie being the same kind of caliber as the first one in the first 5 minutes. And it was far from the truth. So I know the movie was going to have its issues because it didn't have that same feel as the first one. I'm going to give this because it just feels like it fell flat on a lot of what it's supposed to do. I'm going to give this a high rental.
Well,
and that's pretty bad.
Gold.
High rental, huh?
A high rental,
you
yeah.
get a heart of gold.
So let's see.
I mean,
go...
If the dollar theater still existed, then maybe you could go to the dollar theater.
So you're going to get in your car and you're going to drive to a theater for this?
No, I wouldn't say
it's a
drive.
Rental. It's a rental, so you're going to go to Netflix.
Yeah, go to Netflix. Maybe pay for it on Amazon for $1.99 or some shit.
That.
No.
Oh, wow. You must be rich.
Yeah, he got that Deadpool money.
Yeah, I see.
His spending habits make about as much sense as a Deadpool movie. So he's got that Deadpool money.
I mean, the last 2 minutes made up for it.
Not really. The last 2 minutes were good.
Yeah, they were very good.
I wouldn't say they made.
Well, I was already in my car driving home.
So you didn't see the part after the credits. You missed out.
No need to see it. People told me about it.
He just got in your car and left.
I give no fucks. So are you guys ready for this new rating?
Yeah. Let's have it.
Go lower than straight up garbage and say I'd rather jerk off with sandpaper than watch this movie again.
You see, that's just hatred right there. You don't gotta say shit like that. That's hatred. that's just some straight up negativity.
I mean, that's just how I feel about this film, man.
Dude, we have constructive criticism for these movies. We give them bad ratings to make them want to do better. What you said was just straight up hatred. You don't need that, man. Accept some love in your heart, brother.
Well, movie's great if you have a hard time falling asleep, because that's what it did to me. I literally fell asleep watching this shit, man.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually took time out of my morning instead of doing work to go watch this old piece of fucking trash.
So you got fucked twice.
Yeah, to the point where I almost didn't watch an amazing movie.
Oh.
Another movie that I thought was going to be trash, but it was amazing.
Well,
talk about that one another time.
Oh yeah. We'll review that one too.
So yeah, dude, fuck this movie.
Yeah, I guess that's all there is.
If you like this movie, you need to reconsider what you're doing wrong with your life.
Damn.
You should read a book, like a real book with no pictures in it. Maybe go finally get your GED, because you got to be a stupid motherfucker to like this movie. I'm sorry. I hope I don't offend anyone.
No, not. Jeez. This is what it's like in Hollywood. The big wigs have to deal with this too. So I guess if we have the equivalent of straight up garbage, the equivalent of a rental, because you went lower than straight up garbage. So for Deadpool, we'll go straight up garbage.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, that's rough.
Fell a bait and switch, man.
Talk about a bait and switch, though. I went into this expecting this to be decent.
Funny.
Yeah, funny at the very least. I mean, the first one weren't breaking no records or getting no Oscars, but I expected at least to be entertained.
The movie's made like $382 million worldwide.
Well, it's done really well.
Yeah, a movie about a child that says fuck every third sentence and farts on shit will make that sort of money also. Doesn't mean it's worth watching.
But it did drop 60% or even more from the first week.
Yeah.
So this thing will probably be like
who the fuck cares?
off the charts.
Yeah,
it'll be like off the map next
Yeah,
week.
they doubled their money.
They do not fucking
They'll
care.
probably make a part 3 of this.
Yeah, they will. Oh, well, you know what? We expected something decent, and we got shit in our mouth. So how about for the next one, we're going to watch something where we expect to get shit in our mouth, and maybe we'll actually get something decent. That's what we'll do for the next one.
Hope so.
All right, hit that rotation, Ray.
All right, don't forget to visit our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkaboutit.com.
Hey, did I mention lately I've had like blood in my stool?
Oh, that's not good.
Are you sure? I thought it was because I was eating like the beets.
Is it bright colored or dark colored?
I'm not gonna stick my face in the fucking toilet, man.
You got to, man.
That'd be weird.
I'm
It's
just
one
saying,
thing to
if
have
it's
blood
like
in
a
your
bright red,
shit.
you got
That's
nothing
kinda
to worry
normal,
about.
but-
If it's like a dark red, then yeah, you might have some problems. Go see a doctor.
All right, I'll wait till I take a shit again. I'll take a closer look.
All right, take a picture of it
Yeah, I'll
and
send
post it
to
on
you.
Facebook.
And
That seems
stop reading magazines on the toilet.
That seems unprofessional. but
You know,
we'll see.
you're sharing, good medical advice if you do that. Unlike some people just sharing what they eat. At least you're sharing what you shit.
Yeah, we need to rename this MD.com. Let's get out of here.